So in this episode, we're talking Twitter. Now you probably noticed a bunch of photographers have started sharing their shots and their videos over on Twitter. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about why that's the case, and secondly, why you should probably be doing the very same. So in my own case, I've been using Twitter for the last 10 years, mainly for my other business, my sports stuff. But in the last 2 to 3 months, I've been using Twitter more and more for my photography. And I've been sharing photos there, I've been sharing videos there. And the main reason is, Twitter these days feels like what Instagram used to be. So on Twitter, things are a bit less algorithm based. Now let me give you an example. If I share a photo on Twitter, if somebody likes that photo, they hit the heart icon, then a selection of the people who follow the person who liked it will see my photo. The same goes for the retweets. If somebody hits the retweet button on your photo, then everybody who follows that person is going to see your photo. Now compare that to Instagram. If somebody likes your shot on Instagram, nobody who follows that person is going to see your photo. It really makes no difference in the long term whether somebody likes your shot or not. Everything is algorithm based. Instagram's all about the money now. They want you to promote, they want you to pay in order for new people to see your photo and your art. So let me give you this example. This shot here, I shared on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. It's got 4,000 likes, but look at the engagement. So let's compare that to some of the shots I shared on Twitter. So as you can see here, my Twitter account is just under 1,000 followers. But check this shot here. I pull up 3 shots from Tokyo, and it's got 1,147 likes and 173 retweets. So let's check the numbers, and we can see here that this tweet has been seen by 70,000 different people, and the total engagement is 6,900. So comparing the two platforms, as you can clearly see, even with a smaller account, your work's going to get seen by far more people on Twitter than it is on Instagram. This is why it makes complete sense to share any of the work you're putting on Instagram directly on Twitter as well. It seems that Twitter has noticed lots of photographers and artists and creatives making the jump from Instagram to Twitter, and that's because in their latest update they decided to change how portrait photos are displayed on their app. So if you post a single portrait photo, it will appear just like it does on Instagram, full size, no crop. Whereas previously, every single image you uploaded to Twitter would always be cropped, so you can't exactly choose how it's cropped. That's one of the minor annoyances with Twitter, but I am going to get into that in a bit more detail shortly. So yeah, it just makes sense in the long term to have both a Twitter and an Instagram profile, because any of the work you share on Instagram, you can just share the same photo on Twitter. So it's no extra work, but you're gaining a whole new audience at the same time. Also, one more thing to add, on Twitter, you can post full-size 2x3 portrait photos, compared that to Instagram, where you have to post the 4x5 crop. Secondly, on Twitter, you don't always have to post portrait. So the nice thing about Twitter is you can post landscape shots, you can post collections, so photo sets. You can even do a whole thread of photos. So let's say you post 4 photos in the first tweet, you can press the plus button underneath and add more photos. So you can tell a story on these tweets. What you have to remember with Twitter is, when it was made originally, it was made for discussions. So the whole app is based around finding new discussions, finding like-minded people, finding ideas you like or ideas you want to debate. And the search function on Twitter is a key function in all of this. So on Twitter, if somebody was to search Japan, let's say, or Tokyo, my image may come up, or one of my tweets where I'm talking about Tokyo or Japan may come up. And anybody who finds that can jump into the discussion, they can retweet the work, they can favorite a tweet, and then your work's going to get seen by far more people. Now compare that to Instagram, where there isn't really a search function. You can search for hashtags, you can search for places, but there isn't really a way where somebody can find your specific image other than if they follow you and it comes up in their feed. So again, this is another example of how on Twitter, your work's far more likely to be seen. Even work which you posted a long time ago, it can get seen due to the search function. And another really good thing about Twitter is, it's far easier to find photographers you like. So in the last 2 to 3 months, which I've been using Twitter for photography, I can't tell you how many great photographers I've come across, people I'd never seen on Instagram, and it's just far more sociable. And just in general, like the whole app, it's more fun, it feels a bit more free, and I just enjoy using it more and more. And I compare that to Instagram these days, where I swear every single update, they just make the app worse. And it just feels like you're kind of battling against Instagram. It's almost impossible to get your work seen by people who don't actually follow you. And again, that's down to the algorithm and then wanting you to promote your work and pay. And just in general, the app's just becoming less and less fun. And you compare it to Twitter, where things are just a lot more free, a lot more loose. You can see new things, see new people, and every single time you go on the app, it's going to be completely different. Obviously, no app is perfect, and Twitter does have its own problems. So when you upload a photo, Twitter will apply a crop to the image. Now you can't choose how the image is cropped, and it can be a bit frustrating sometimes because the images are just cropped in some weird ways and it makes no sense once they're cropped. Now, as a quick tip for those of you who are new to Twitter, when you do post a series of photos, if you post one portrait image and then 2 horizontal landscape images, then Twitter won't crop the images and it will just show the 3 photos in a smaller size. So that's one way of getting around it. And again, as I said earlier, it seems like Twitter has realized that lots of creatives are coming onto the platform, and it wouldn't surprise me in the near future if they make some more changes to make it more friendly to photographers and to creatives as well. So yeah, that's all my thoughts on Twitter in this episode. I hope you guys learned something, and I really hope you guys go and join Twitter. I'll put the link to my profile down below in the description, so make sure you give that a follow. Just in general, it's a more social app and I'm just having so much fun with it. I really hope you guys join in as well. As always, you guys can do me a massive favor by hitting that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button too. Massive thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.